With AT&T, take your U.S. plan to Mexico at no extra charge. When you choose a new mobile share value plan 15 gigabytes or higher, place calls, send text, and enjoy your plan data in Mexico like in the U.S. It's that easy. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Use in Mexico subject to U.S. plan rates including international fees and overages. Compatible devices only. Fees, charges, and restrictions apply. Terms subject to change. See att.com/coveragemex or store for plan details.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
How you doing? Random Sunday edition, folks. That's right. Random Sunday edition show for the True Capitalist Radio Show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. All right, we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. The only reason that I have conducted this broadcast today is because I happen to want to do a random Sunday show, and the only way that you could figure out if I'm ever going to do one of those is if you follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow is Politics Ghost, all one word. No underscores, Politics Ghost. All right, now, folks, seriously, I'd like for everybody to please spread this show around. This is a very important episode because, folks, a lot of things have happened since the last broadcast. This is episode number 313 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. All right, 313 on 7/17. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is a very important broadcast because I'm going to lay down the analysis of what we witnessed. Everybody who tuned into us or with us live in episode number 312, we were all witnessing the Turkish coup happen as it unfolded. We were retweeting everybody who had any piece of information that was gathering from that part of the country. We were just witnessing things unfold. It was very exciting, very invigorating. A lot of things were happening, but lo and behold, folks, the coup that we all thought was a legit coup, and we were hoping that it was a legit coup because we don't want some Islamist like Erdogan in power in Turkey. But, folks, now that we've had a chance to sleep on it, now that the supposed coup failed, now that we see all the evidence that has put forth since the so-called failed coup, I've got to personally say, folks, that I believe that Erdogan pulled off the coup on himself. That's right. I believe that he pulled off the coup on himself. Evidence shows that a lot of these soldiers didn't even know what the hell was going on. They thought it was an exercise. A lot of things just don't, just fit as it pertains to a military junta type coup attempt. It just doesn't make any sense. First and foremost, folks, there was very few pieces of information that were being let out of Turkey. Remember, folks, during the time that this coup was happening, we saw a lot of internet censorship. Internet kill switches were happening in certain social media sites out there in Turkey. It was just very, very bizarre, all right? And secondly, folks, the way Erdogan just kind of pulled right into the Istanbul airport and just got out and decided that he was just going to take his happy ass off the damn tarmac into a limo, and, he had a crowd conveniently greeting him as he's a goddamn, some kind of a sultan or some crap. I believe that he did this on purpose so that he could galvanize the Islamist within Turkey and prove his influence with not only the people of Turkey, but also the people within the Islamic world, folks. I don't know if y'all were witnessing the Twitter trends during the time that the supposed coup attempt was deemed a failure. A lot of pro-Islamist rhetoric towards praising Erdogan as some sort of a damn Islamic sultan. I'm not joking around, folks. I'm talking Islamic folks from all over the world, not just in Turkey, congratulating this man, saying that he was some kind of a goddamn figurehead. I mean, folks, I have witnessed what has been probably a classic move to make Erdogan the new leader of whatever this caliphate that is trying to be established within the Middle East, Europe, and what we are witnessing through this migrant crisis. Now, let me explain, folks, okay? The reason that Erdogan pulled this coup off on himself was to not only galvanize those within the Middle East, but to also pull out any of those that were in opposition to him. Anybody who was praising this coup inside the border of Turkey better get the hell out of there as far as I'm concerned. I mean, this is literally a honeypot for those within Turkey that just do not like his rule and wishes he was somehow eliminated. Secondly, did you see how whatever Skype call that he was doing to his own state-run media, this man called for his own people to go out in the streets and go out and take on the damn military, take on whatever. And folks, I mean, some of these images that we came out with, the people were confronting the military, it seemed as if the military didn't know what the hell was going on. As I stated, a lot of these military folks said that they thought it was an exercise. They thought it was just a military exercise because that's what the hell it was. So, folks, not only has Erdogan solidified himself into supreme rule over the nation-state of Turkey, but I believe now Erdogan has got enough political capital, and not only political capital. Remember, this has nothing to, I mean, there's a not just a political spin to what Erdogan is trying to do here. It's not just politics. It's geopolitical, don't get me wrong, but he is also utilizing a spiritual element. All right? A spiritual element within this Islamic embracement that he definitely embraces, folks. I mean, he took what was a secular Turkey into an incremental-based, somewhat elements of, I should say, Sharia law, bring it back to hijab, I think there's prayer calls, so on and so forth, folks. So, I mean, that's what Turkey is going towards, and that's what he has galvanized through this fake coup. Now, what is Erdogan going to do next? I'll tell you what he's going to do next. First and foremost, Obama got played. Remember, as I was broadcasting during this Turkish coup, I was stating that Obama had met with this man, Erdogan, the president of Turkey, more than any other head of state. Now, why in the hell would he do that? Because I believe that Obama thought that, I guess, him and Erdogan are buddies. I don't know how you want to interpret that. But lo and behold, folks, Jesus Christ, 2 weeks, 3 weeks prior to this, all right, we had Erdogan and Putin getting together, folks. Now, why were they getting together? Because supposedly when Putin went into Syria to supposedly fight off ISIS, Turkey, shot down one of the Russians' planes, and that was supposedly going to turn into some sort of a precarious international confrontation, which unfortunately, or maybe miraculously, I should say, didn't. And the reason is, folks, and let me go ahead and tweet this article here for all the folks that want to understand where I'm coming from on this. All right, here is a RT article straight from the Russian state-run media. This is June 29, 2016. Erdogan meets with Putin, about the supposed plane shooting down in Syria, okay? And let me tell you something about Putin, okay? I don't trust this Ruski son of a bitch, all right? I'm telling you this right now. I don't trust this man. And let me tell you, I personally believe that Putin probably quarterbacked Erdogan's own goddamn coup against himself, all right? And the reason I say that, folks, is remember, Putin is ex-KGB. I don't want to go into the history on how the hell he came to power, but the reason he came to power was to pull off a lot of these fake terrorist acts, fake political assassinations, or actual political assassinations. I mean, this man is a KGB. Now, what is the KGB for you young pricks that don't know what the hell I'm talking about? It is, or it was, the CIA of the Soviet Union. All right? That's what the KGB was. So that means that Vladimir Putin killed for communism, all right? I mean, if he's a goddamn KGB agent, he killed for communism. Now all of a sudden, what? He's going to have some sort of a change of heart? Huh? He killed for communism. Now he's going to have a change of heart? Hell no. And I personally believe that in this meeting with Erdogan, they quarterbacked some level of coup so that Erdogan can become the new figurehead of the Islamic world, and that the chess pieces start moving against this Brzezinski attempt at trying to confront Russia with a nuclear confrontation. Because, folks, I've been talking about this for a long time already. I've been saying that NATO is trying to deliberately confront Russia in a nuclear confrontation. I've been saying it. All right? Now, this is why I'm saying, folks, people need to understand what is going on here. Now that Erdogan has become this galvanized, character within the Islamist world, if he's able to, basically eliminate his enemies, because that's really what this coup or the fake coup was about. He wanted to bring out his real enemies, eliminate them in the domestic front, and then move on to conquest, because I believe that's exactly what Erdogan's plan is all about. He wants conquest within the Islamic world, which is already destabilized to hell. And let me tell you, as wild as these wild Yehudis are, many of them just want to live in their own Islamic Sharia law, metropolitan type of situation, to be completely honest with you. All right? I mean, they don't all want to become wild Yehudis. Not all of them want to live like the damn Taliban, all right? That's what I'm saying. They don't want to all live in the Taliban. So what Putin tried to do, because let me tell you, he's a specialist in fake coups. He's a specialist in this stuff. I'm telling you, he's ex-KGB. Look up his profile and you'll understand what I'm talking about. I'm sure he quarterbacked Erdogan into providing this coup on himself so that he can expose his enemies, eliminate them, take full total control of the government, the military, and then just start moving them into the destabilized Middle East. First place he's going to go, guess where? Northern Iraq. All right, where the Kurds are. And let me tell you something, no one gives two rats' asses about the Kurds. People are talking about, Islamophobia, you can't say that. Nobody gives two rats' asses about the Peshmerga, the Kurds. They don't care, all right? That's the first place he's going. I wouldn't be surprised if he just kept going. He took over northern Iraq, and then he continues southward. He goes into these other destabilized regions, parts of Syria, Libya, which are all destabilized under the supposed ISIS threat, folks. And let me tell you, I've said this time and time again, it was us, the United States with NATO, that created ISIS to destabilize this Middle Eastern situation. Why? I have no idea. But you have to, like Michael T. Flynn said in an interview, you're going to have to ask the president what it is he is doing. Anyway, folks, I think that's exactly what Erdogan's planning on doing, and I think he's going to do it quick. I think that I wouldn't be surprised to see Turkish forces, possibly backed up with Russian forces, start moving into certain parts of the Middle East, and they will greet Erdogan's army, the Turkish army, as a damn liberator. All right? I'm serious. All right? They are going to greet this man as a damn liberator. This is what this coup was all about, man. I mean, look at the damn tweets when this man was found out to be safe, and he came into Istanbul, and he made a statement, and that the government was restored, and that he had all those Islamists in the street, and they were doing the prayer, and all this crap, man. Every damn Islamist throughout the world was tweeting in admiration of Erdogan, for Christ's sake, man. People were, creating new art, for Christ's sake, digital art to represent this man as some sort of a goddamn caliphate god. I mean, I'm not joking, man. I mean, this is what this coup was intended to do, to galvanize the Islamists within the Middle East. And I'm telling you right now, this Brzezinski grand chessboard foreign policy that Obama has been attempting to implement, folks, all right? I'm not joking around. This is what Obama's foreign policy has been all about. I mean, read the grand chessboard. He talks about it in there. Don't go to war with Iran. Make nice with Iran. Your true enemy is Russia, China. I mean, this is what this is all about. This is what Brzezinski's foreign policy is all about. And at this point in time, I think Putin has checkmated Obama. And Brzezinski, really. It's Brzezinski's foreign policy, to be honest with you, all right? As far as I'm concerned, folks, I personally believe that this was a false coup Erdogan put on himself to make it look like he was some heroic character that was being overtaken by secularists. You understand that? Oh, I'm being overtaken by the secularists, the Islamists, they'll go out to the street. I mean, give me a break. I mean, it's classic, a PSYOP warfare, for Christ's sake, man. I'm not joking. So that's why I'm saying, folks, this is what's going to happen. Erdogan's going to be able to move into the Middle East, and he's going to do it quick, and they are going to greet him as liberator, all right, because they don't want ISIS. Right now, the whole damn Middle East is being terrorized by ISIS, which, to be honest with you, they're a bunch of brutal killers that the NATO and the CIA and the United States and all this collaborative effort of the West is backing up with our own weaponry, our own training. I mean, why do you think that we have these idiots with trucks that were bought from Dallas, Texas, all of a sudden miraculously end up in goddamn with the goddamn ISIS fighters? I mean, give me a break. I mean, who has the ability to take a goddamn truck, bought from a... I mean, y'all remember that, folks? That plumber from freaking, I think it was Dallas, Texas, or some Texas town. He sold his truck. It still had his damn business on the side of it, and they had a goddamn ISIS rolling through some part of the Middle East, conquering with this idiot's truck in the Middle East, for Christ's sake. I mean, how the hell does that happen? Who has the ability to do that? Jesus Christ, man, I'm telling you, what this foreign policy that has been implemented by this administration has done is put us in a very precarious situation. And I believe that we are done. And what I mean by that, I believe that we are witnessing right before our very eyes, all right, the fall of Western civilization. And let me repeat that again, folks. We are witnessing the systematic takedown of Western civilization. And I think that this has been a collaborative effort by these scoundrels that all believe in whatever communist, because I'm telling you, it's all rooted in communism, all right? I mean, why in the hell are they doing this? Why are the people that are in charge of the European Union allowing the enemy to come inside and kill its own domestic population? Why are they utilizing the migrant crisis to implement laws on its own domestic population to favor the migrants? Why are they doing this? I mean, it's insanity. Why is Obama bringing in these wild Jehudis into the damn country? Why? Why? Folks, I believe, in my personal opinion, I don't think Obama got goofed. In my personal beliefs, I believe he's deliberately doing this with Putin as well. Now, folks, I mean, I'm not trying to scare people here, but I believe that what's going on here is a systematic takedown of America, and I believe it has been a collaborative effort by agents within our own government that have taken over this country and now are kamikazing the existence of America into oblivion, all right? And not just America, all of Western civilization. All of it. Look around you, man. Kamikazing all of Western civilized society. Now, I'm going to tweet a clip in which Obama was caught on a hot mic prior to his election in 2012 with then President Medvedev. I don't know if y'all remember Medvedev. That was that stupid doofus that Putin put in as president to make it seem as if the damn Russia has some sort of democracy, although he miraculously was still prime minister, which I don't know how that works. But regardless, Medvedev was a president of Russia for a brief time. And in that, here's this, I'm going to tweet it right now. Here it is. Obama is caught on a hot mic with Medvedev, telling Medvedev that, hey, I'm in an election season. After this election, I'll have more leverage. Here, let me give you an exact quote here, because it's really, really unbelievable. This is my last election. After my election, I'll have more flexibility. And Medvedev responds, I understand. I will transmit this information to Vladimir. I mean, what the hell does that mean? And do you see Obama's face in that clip, for Christ's sake? He looks like a disgusting character that's just done something completely horrible. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, what are they talking about there, folks? Huh? This is my last election, Obama says. After my election, I have more flexibility. More flexibility for what? And then Medvedev says, I understand, I will transmit this information to Vladimir. Why the hell does he have to transmit anything to Vladimir when he's the president? When Medvedev's the supposed president of Russia, what does he have to transmit to Vladimir? I'm telling you this right now, folks. I believe Obama is doing this deliberately in conjunction with the Ruskies, with China. This is the communist takeover of the world. And, folks, the people that are a part of the European Union are a part of this. The United Nations, this is all a communist takeover, folks. The only people that were able to understand this were the folks in Britannia, and I don't even know if they're going to be able to, withstand the onslaught that these damn bureaucratic institutions internationally are going to come at them, for Christ's sake. All right? So, folks, in my personal opinion, this is my view. I think that this is a deliberate attempt at kamikaze Western civilization, and I think that we are seeing the end of it. And I'm not trying to scare people, but look at the writing on the wall. Look at what's happening around here, all right? This fake coup by Erdogan. I'm telling you this right now. Erdogan's going to go right into the Middle East, and these damn Middle Eastern countries are going to look at this man as a liberator, man. He's going to modernize the Islamists. You understand that? Because let me tell you something about Erdogan, all right? He's a bureaucratic Islamist, which is something that the Islamic world is not necessarily used to at this time. I mean, they are still trying to modernize themselves into a modern sense of self. And I think that what Erdogan's application of Islam in conjunction with politics is actually rather clever. And it's working in Turkey. All right? That's why he staged the coup on himself, so that he can see if his work actually worked. You know what I mean? If it actually, everything he's done is actually worthwhile, if he actually has the political and spiritual. Remember, that's what's so unique about Erdogan's leadership. It's not just political. He's got spiritual elements combined with his leadership. It's not just because he's a political bureaucrat. I mean, this man has the Islamist idea, the Islamist religion. I mean, and even the extremist aspect. So I'm telling you this right now. I personally believe that all this is in conjunction to put us into a direct confrontation, a supposed direct confrontation with Russia, and I think that it's nothing more than to destroy what's left of Western civilization, to be completely honest with you folks. I think that we are purposely being driven in to a war that really, that there is no war. These people are constructing this so that we could kill each other. I'm serious. I'm not kidding around. This is not about, America versus the Ruskies. That game is over. That game is over. I mean, just look around you. Look at what's happening. Look at what's happened to Europe. Europe's destroyed. I mean, what did Marx talk about in the Communist Manifesto, jerk dicks? They have to get rid of the culture. They have to get rid of the culture and religion so that they can be able to implement their philosophies of dialectic materialism. And that's exactly what they are implementing at this point in time. Don't you agree? I mean, take a look at the pop culture of this country, of Western civilization. I mean, they have purposely put us in a decadent light to the international community so that these fundamentalist Yehudis can come in and have some sort of moral high ground to implement their violent tactics upon us because we are decadent, we are sinful, so on and so forth. I'm telling you this right now. This is a sick social engineering job by intellectuals that, believe me, are implementing these agendas at unbelievable proportions. I cannot believe this, to be honest with you folks. I don't mean to be scaring folks, but you need to read the writing on the wall. You need to understand what's going on here. Whatever world war we're about to get into, we've lost. It's bullshit. Excuse me. It's crap. All right? I mean, it's not about Ruskies versus America anymore. It's not about China versus America anymore, man. I think we have lost Western civilization, not just America, Western civilization. And let me tell you, I believe that Obama's going to get paid generously, or I shouldn't say paid, because I don't think it gives a crap about money. It's about power. He's going to be rewarded generously for helping put America's head on the wall like a goddamn trophy. And I believe it could be the United Nations the Secretary Generalship, if you want my... I'm just saying. I'm not joking around, man. I'm not joking around. I'm not kidding around. This is it, folks. I don't know what to tell you. All we can do, because the only folks that are somewhat awake out there are the folks and our brethren from across the pond in Britannia. They were the only ones to come out in unison and say, look, we don't want any of this bureaucratic, institutionalist, international crap. But, man, remember, they're trying to forcefully put them back in incrementally, slowly, and surely. Jesus Christ, man. Let me take a drink here. I'm sorry, folks, for explaining this, but this is the way it is. And I think that there's nothing we can do about it unless we start understanding what is happening here. And I don't think we can. I think that all this crap that we are doing, Black Lives Matter, police brutality, trannies in the bathroom, feminism, all this crap, social justice warriors, all this garbage has been put here so that it can discombobulate our minds with the actual objectives of the damn leaders or whoever's in charge of the world, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? So look, I personally believe that Donald Trump's presidency is integral, but folks, the more and more I am witnessing the foreign policy aspects of this, I don't think that they're going to let the election happen now. I'm serious. I'm not trying to be a hyper-sensationalist. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that, that the election happens and so on and so forth. But even if it does, I think that they're going to give it to Hillary Rodham. All right? She has got the baton. There's nothing that they can do about it. And I just, all we can do is go out in millions so that when the polls come out and it just becomes a lopsided victory for Hillary, people just come out and just cause a ruckus. But I think that's what they want, man. I'm telling you, this is so calculated. This is so socially engineered now. I don't know what the hell's going to happen, to be completely honest with you folks. All right, now, look, you can believe what you want, but just take a look at the facts that I just laid out to you. All right, now let's just analyze Every bit of information that I just explained. And you see, there's nothing that America can do about it because now, because of this ruling with China and the China Sea ruling, at The Hague, I don't know if y'all are familiar with that, but of course, Philippines took China to court over this claims that China owns all the damn China Sea because it's got the word China in it or some crap, all right? And they won. The Philippines won the maritime suit at The Hague, and now China's like, well, then screw The Hague, screw America, screw everything. Y'all want a piece of us? Come on over, or I will stick a chopstick up your ass. I mean, literally, they are that pissed off about this ruling that they're willing to just start. I mean, they're talking about world war. I mean, I've never heard the term world war come out of China. Their top generals are saying world war, all right? And then whose side are they going to be on? What? America's? No. They're going to be on the side of Russia. They're going to be on the side of Erdogan, for Christ's sake, who is now going to put all of Islam in his pocket. I mean, folks, do you understand? Check almost mate in this grand chessboard BS that is Brzezinski's foreign policy. All right? And I believe that it's deliberate. I mean, this is a deliberate attempt at taking over the goddamn Western civilization, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God. And look, I don't know. I know people are getting a little upset on Twitter, for Christ's sake. People are like, hey, I'm scared, Ghost. Hey, we all fell asleep at the wheel. I've been here since 2008 trying to scream my goddamn head off about this for a long time, and everybody thought I was an idiot, I was a lunatic, I was a loco, so on and so forth, for Christ's sake. Look at this crap now. All right? While people were out here worried about, fandom and, trolling and, Pokemon Go. I mean, I'm serious. That's why I don't like Pokemon Go. More morons are circle jerking over Pokemon Go than witnessing what is going on around them. And that's the point. That's the point. So when they finally implement martial law, these morons ain't going to care. Oh, can I still play my Pokemon Go? Can I still watch my anime? Can I still wax my carrot on the internet? Oh, okay, I don't care. Just, can I eat my bonbons? Okay. Oh, can I have a big gulp? Okay. That's all they care about. And I'm telling you this, folks. I don't really know what the hell's going to happen, man. I'm serious. I really do not know what the hell is going to happen, all right? And whatever world war that they're going to attempt to try to do, don't believe it. It's bullshit, all right? It's crap. I believe that Putin and Obama, Erdogan, they have all this. They have all this planned. These are people that have collaborated into this, what we are witnessing here. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing mini nukes being possibly directed towards certain military assets of America by China, Russia, Erdogan himself. And that, what are they going to do then? The United States is going to be like, oh, well, we have to go to war. We got to suspend the Constitution. We got to suspend elections. And Obama becomes what? The guy that directs the war on what? On the collaboration? I mean, do you understand what's going on here, folks, all right? I'm not kidding around. Jesus Christ, do not believe this so-called world war, okay? And don't believe these goddamn Ruskies either. I'm telling you, I never liked I don't like Russians. I'm sorry. I don't like them. They're vodka-drinking, mouth-breathing pieces of oaf crap, all right? They were never to be trusted. Never trust a Ruski, all right? Never trust a goddamn Ruski. And let me tell you, I don't trust this son of a bitch Putin either. I'm telling you, I think that this is all a master plan by this man right here, Mr. KGB. All right, Mr. KGB himself. Unbelievable. I want to hear from you folks, all right? 516-453-9903 is the number to call here. I want to open up the phone lines and hear what you have to say. Here, let me clear out some lines, engineer, because I want to hear from some folk. I mean, what, do you think I'm loco? You think I'm cuckoo? I mean, take a look at the facts that are being laid out right before you, folks. This is not a joke. All right? This is serious business. All right, I'm not joking. We are being put in a situation where we believe we're going into World War because the Ruskies are coming after us, when in actuality, I believe that they are basically collaborating all together. The Ruskies, Putin, Obama, Erdogan, all of them, man. And guess where Erdogan is going to keep going to, all right, as he starts conquesting the Middle East? Saudi Arabia, all right? That's right. He's going to try to bring together the Ottoman Empire, baby. Do you understand that? That's what this idiot is trying to do. You get it now, folks? Huh? This all has empirical backing. I mean, there's a history in the back of this nonsense. And that's why I know these people are going to make these moves. It's very easy. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, let's take some calls here, folks, because I definitely want to hear from you. All right, I want to know what you have to say about this particular situation. Very scary times, to say the least, to be alive. And I'm not trying to scare people or anything of that nature, but people need to be very aware of what is going on in the international community and what could potentially happen here in the very, very near future. All right? And when it happens, at least yours truly tried to engage and enlighten you into what exactly is going to transpire right before your very eyes. Anyway, folks, let's take some calls here. 520, what's up? You're on the air.
Hey, Ghost. It's Aaron Trixer from Twitter, as you may know. You've been retweeting my post. But the thing is, I really want to talk about how, a couple weeks ago you were talking about D. McKesson, the famous Black Lives Matter LGBT leader, his emails relating to the martial law being declared before the RNC-DNC. And that's going down, the killing of cops, mass killing of cops. What is it, 24 kill count now in Dallas, Baton Rouge? They are now trying to declare martial law in Louisiana to shut down the gunmen that have been targeting cops. And you were absolutely right. D-Ray's emails, I think those were valid. Those were real. They were leaked.
No, I can assure you. Hold on a second. I can assure you that they were real, okay, first off. Secondly, of course this is all happening. Of course this is all happening. I'm telling you, man, we have all been played, all right? I mean, we were all asleep at the wheel. We were worried about our goddamn anime and trolling and Kardashian's ass and what's on MTV and, whose meat is Tucker Carlson taking in his can or not Tucker Carlson, excuse me, what's that idiot? Anderson Cooper. Tucker Carlson's actually a pretty good journalist. Sorry, Tucker. But anyway, I'm serious. I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's what we've been worried about, man. We've been had. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. Everybody just thought, I mean, look at, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm serious. I really don't know what to tell you because I think the only thing that could happen is bad. That's all I can say. That's all. And just be prepared because I believe that the shit is going down. I mean, this is just unbelievable what is transpiring here. All right? I'm telling you, once Erdogan moves into the Middle East, mark my words, he's going to do that possibly here in the next couple of weeks. All right? I think he's going to make a move quick. And I think he's going to move right into northern Iraq because, he's going to claim that he's going to, killing terrorists. He's going to claim that garbage, The Russians and the Erdogan are going to utilize ISIS against America, even though America and NATO ISIS are supposedly their assets, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, let me go ahead and let me take some calls here. Thank you, 520, about the martial law situation that's happening in Louisiana in an attempt to get these so-called gunmen. But, folks, I mean, were you surprised? I mean, lest we forget Katrina. Oh, remember that? And, folks, I believe that those levees were deliberately blown up. I mean, people can tinfoil hat it all you want to, but every one of the folks that lived during that, around that particular area heard explosions. And believe it or not, folks, I watched it as it happened, folks. I remember that Katrina went over, and the folks that were out there on the ground saying, oh, well, we dodged another big one. Oh, we just dodged it. And then within minutes after that, mounds of water just started miraculously coming up to people's houses, miraculously started coming up to the city. Unbelievable. Now, regardless if it was or wasn't, it happened. And that was a martial law situation in which they utilized not only the police but the military to disarm its citizens. Y'all remember that in New Orleans? If you don't, go ahead and look it up because it's on the internet. There's a bunch of news reports at the time where the police and the military disarmed the citizens. And what happened after that? The police started becoming the outlaws and started robbing the citizens and exploiting the citizens and so on and so forth, folks. Read it. Look it up, man. I'm not joking. The criminals were the ones that had the firearms out there. I mean, this has all already been established and tested. I mean, what do you think that whole situation of transporting disenfranchised Katrina folks was about, huh? Testing out the transport of migrants, you idiots. I mean, this is all, God damn, I mean, I don't understand what you people need to understand before you stop saying, oh, tinfoil hat, nah, nah, nah. I'm telling you, you morons, I'm not joking around with you. I mean, let me tell you something right now. All the bases that were used and all the old warehouses that were used to house Katrina victims, they're housing the migrants, assholes. All right? I mean, this was all established during Katrina. I mean, wake up. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, anyway, folks, I'm going to drink some beer here because, I mean, what else can you do? I mean, really, what the hell else can you do? I'm going to take some swig of this beer. All we can hope is that whoever takes control of America, and hopefully, hey, maybe I'm wrong, I doubt it, but maybe I'm wrong and there's an election and Trump wins, that'd be great, but I doubt it, folks. I'm starting to believe that something's about to happen. I think that it could happen at any time. That's why I did a show today, for Christ's sake. Anyway, let me take some more callers here. Area code 406, you're on the horn. What's up?
Hello, Ghost.
How you doing?
It's El Fox Loco here, and I was trying to contact you over the last few days to point out some of the various reasons why I believe this coup was staged by Ogden himself.
Go ahead. Enlighten us. We'd appreciate it, man.
The first one is the fact that the military took over the various news stations. They broadcasted their message, but they didn't take the news stations offline, so as soon as the military left them, the news stations started broadcasting information about, about Ogden's message, telling the people to rise up against the military. When that wouldn't have happened if they took the news stations down.
Very, very good point.
Another one is the fact that the military had tanks. They had armored vehicles that were designed to shrug off enemy shells. And yet they all surrendered to a group of protesters, the majority of which were unarmed. If you look at any footage of the soldiers being arrested, they all look confused, terrified, and you get the impression that these people did not want to be there. They had no idea why they were there in the first place, and which is why they didn't shoot at protesters. And the only time they did shoot at protesters was hours after, when soldiers had already died. They knew, hey, if I don't shoot back, I'm going to be killed too. There's videos of soldiers being beaten to death. There's photos of soldiers dead on the ground after they'd been killed by the mob. All of it points to the fact that the soldiers didn't know why they were there. They were unorganized. It wasn't meant to be a successful coup. It was just meant to shake things up for a few hours, and it only happened so Ogden can purge all those he does not like.
Absolutely. And moreover, you're absolutely right with these soldiers. I was really surprised that they didn't just start, when it's martial law, it's fire at will, shoot to kill on the street. And, I didn't see too much firing. As a matter of fact, all I saw was a bunch of staging of fire. It looked like a bunch of shock and awe. I believe the latest body count was, 60 or 70 out of this coup?
It's in the hundreds, but the majority of those killed seem to be military personnel.
I see.
The big one I noticed was you keep on seeing fighter jets flying over and bombing various buildings. Well, they had the perfect opportunity to go after Erdogan's plane. They could bomb him at the airport, but they chose to bomb the Parliament building. And I know that Godwin's law, and you're not meant to bring up Hitler in a debate, but that kind of reminds me of the Reichstag being burnt down. And of course, that was used for complete power.
No, you're absolutely right. He has complete and total control of the Turkish government, and moreover, as I stated, I think he's galvanized the Islamists within the Middle East who are looking for a leader that can lead them into an Islamist modernized civilization. And I think that Erdogan has put himself with this coup, and I think it was quarterbacked once again by Putin, which is an expert at this, if you look back in his background, to do this. And I think that here within the next couple of weeks, maybe months, but I think he's going to do it pretty fast. He's going to start moving into the Middle East and start, being greeted as a liberator as the Turkish army starts pushing forward. First place he's going to go is the Kurds, and he's going to push the Peshmerga right out of the north Iraq, and he's going to take control of that, and I think he's going to keep moving forward.
You're absolutely right. And I've also noticed a lot of the Kurdish communities, they've been building barricades up along the roads. They've been digging up entire stretches of roads so armored vehicles can't move in. When you watch the footage of the Kurds fighting against what supposedly were the military, you notice all the military vehicles, the armored vehicles they were using, were not painted green. They were painted black, which would indicate that they were not military vehicles, they were police vehicles. When you compare that to what we saw during the coup, all the military vehicles were painted green. If anything, if Erdogan purges the government, anyone he doesn't like in the government, and purges the military of anyone who opposes his rule, what he could do is merge the Turkish military with the Turkish police, because he's already got complete control of the police. Why not the military?
Very, very good analysis, man, and thank you very much for giving that to us. I'm telling you, I'm really appreciating those that are actually understanding what is going down here, and people are being able to analyze this and make their own analysis and be able to see right through fakery. Don't get me wrong, it was fun when we were broadcasting during the time, but unfortunately, this is a fake coup, and as I stated earlier in the broadcast, I believe it's probably the end of Western civilization, if you want my personal opinion. All right? Let me take a couple more callers, and then we'll attempt to do a couple of Twitter shout-outs, all right? How about 518? What's going on? You're on the horn.
Is that me, Ghost?
That's you.
Ghost. All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what to talk to you about. I don't know too much about the Turkish, but here's what I think is going to happen in the United States, because currently, right now, it's almost impossible to implement a martial law in the United States. It's too big, and most of the police are, some of them are assholes. They're there for what's that word? Obama put them in office for, what's that word where they give people the jobs that they're not qualified for? Affirmative action. But most of them are great Americans that I don't think are going to go against the people like that. But the military, here's what he's been doing. Maybe like 5 years ago, or I can't remember it, but I was hearing somebody talking about how Obama has been purging the generals, the nuclear generals. So I think he's going to get a bunch of people, in we'll look at the Army now. There's a bunch of people that don't belong in there. I'm sorry. Most of them are not qualified to serve the United States of America. They're not qualified. So he's essentially bringing his own people into the military so those people could take us over. And he's going to create a civil war. that's what's going on with the 3 officers, and the officers dying. They're trying to get the white people mad at the black people, and the black people mad at the white people, and then we're going to all kill each other, and that would be the perfect time for him to implement martial law and just start mowing down the people that are actually going to fight. It's pretty scary. I'm telling people right now, arm yourselves, but do not go with this narrative, black people and white people. As much as I don't even like black people, but I do not want a civil war between American citizens. We have to stand up and fight for the United States. We have to become one.
Yeah, you know, I actually agree with you on that. I'm not saying I don't know about you not liking black folk, but unfortunately, this is being orchestrated, folks. All right? I mean, this is being orchestrated. Lest we forget, folks, that black folks weren't in this much strife prior to Obama. And you see, black folks don't seem to remember that. They don't remember that prior to Obama, black folks were doing fairly well. I wouldn't say they were doing great, don't get me wrong. They were actually doing a lot better before the government came in and started giving them handouts. All right? I mean, the facts prove it. All right? The 20s, 30s, and 40s, for Christ's sake. I mean, I don't want to go over black history again. But, folks, there's a lot of undereducated folks within the urban community, and because they are undereducated, it's very easy to manipulate them, especially when they correlate black culture with rap and hip-hop music or entertainment. Because, folks, I'm telling you this right now, there's nothing black about rap and hip-hop. I mean, why don't you take a look at the people that are truly making the real money behind this, the distributors, you know, and take a look at what nationality they are, and then you'll start understanding why they are pushing forth this filth of turning blacks into open degenerates and embracing degeneracy. Embracing degeneracy, for Christ's sake, man. And you folks that are Black Lives Matter, that are walking around with Malcolm X photos, he'd be sick if he saw you right now. Acting like a fool, shucking and jiving like a bunch of morons out there buying Snoop Dogg and buying Dr. Dre's garbage when he's done nothing more than literally exploited the strife of not only black folk, but he is induced. Those folks have induced the ghettofied degeneracy. They have induced the violence that we see in gang activity that arose during the 90s. I mean, they are culprits in this degeneracy. And you see, what's unfortunate, folks, is that nobody talks about this in the black community. I mean, you would think that, D. Ray McKesson, since he has the soapbox to be able to stand and be able to have a lot of black folks listen to his word, for Christ's sake, that he'd be out here trying to educate black folks. He'd be trying to enlighten them about these sorts of things. But, folks, as I've stated time and time again, this man is leading his people down a path to hell. He is leading his people down a path to self-destruction because I believe he is already destroyed. He is an HIV/AIDS activist, he's an HIV/AIDS activist, and only people that I know that are HIV activists are those that got the AIDS. And you see, folks, I mean, you got to question somebody who is afflicted with an ailment that is fatal, and at some point, sooner than later, is going to meet their demise. And I think that's what black folks need to take a step back and realize. What's the motive of a D. Ray McKesson? What the hell is the motive? All right, that's all I'm saying. What the hell is the motive, for Christ's sake? Jesus Christ. I'm not kidding around. I am not kidding around. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Here, breaking news. Turkish media reporting 5 helicopters flying at European side of Istanbul will be downed soon. Here we go. Here we go. Why does everything happen while we're broadcasting here, man? I mean, what the hell does that mean? Folks that are monitoring the situation, please keep us afloat on what's going on here. Are those NATO helicopters? Because that would probably make a little bit of sense. All right, because remember, NATO, they're utilizing this as an opportunity. These people still think that they could directly confront this Russia in a direct nuclear confrontation, and they know. Believe me, if I know this, they know this. So I don't know what the hell's going to happen, to be honest with you, folks. I really do not know what the hell's going to happen. As a matter of fact, I need some more beer, for Christ's sake, man. More beer! Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, folks. I need something to just, get the edge off just a second. I mean, what in the hell? What in the hell is going on here? Well, I basically told you, but... Folks, I mean, how about you? I just want to live in civilized society. You understand that? I want to live in a capitalist civilized society. That's what I've been advocating ever since I broadcasted. Even as true conservative radio, I was advocating this. And look at what's happened, folks. I mean, I've been saying this ever since 2008. We've fallen asleep at the wheel. And I'm telling you, we are witnessing the fall of Western civilization, in my opinion. Oh, my God. Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and take some more callers here. How about area code 901? What's going on, man?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
How you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, I was reading some, unconfirmed reports earlier that 43 Turkish helicopters were missing from all of the barracks combined, so there might still be a possibility of a real coup. Maybe that was a fake part of it. I don't know. It's really too hard to tell because it's all pretty crazy right now.
Of course,
and
they
also,
are they're just kind of, but yeah, I mean, look, to be honest with you, we got to be very wary about any information that's coming out of Turkey. We just have to take the information and decipher what it is. I do not believe it's another coup. I believe that what's happening here is Erdogan purging certain aspects of opposition, and he's utilizing these coup elements to do so. It's very convenient. It's very convenient for him to do so. Anyway, what's the other news you got there, 901?
Right, and I don't know if many people know this, but back in 1997 there was a coup, and Erdogan was in politics, and he was arrested for a year and banned from politics for 5 years. And as soon as his 5-year political ban ended, he's been in power ever since.
Yeah, it's very good insight, man. Thanks you very much for giving us that insight, but welcome to the world of political power. Now this man is yielding his power, folks. I'm telling you this right now, and I believe it's quarterbacked by Putin. Folks, I don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't know what to say. I mean, I think World War looms, even though it's going to be a fake war. It's just basically going to have us kill each other so that they can assume power, assume command, assume communist takeover. This is a communist takeover, folks, all right? I've been saying it since 2008, even when I was broadcasting as true conservative radio. This is a goddamn communist takeover. And let me tell you, I believe that Obama is complicit with Putin and with Erdogan and China, all these folks. I'm serious. I think it's a shame. I don't understand why people cannot understand what is going on right before your eyes. I mean, I think that's why I said, I believe it Friday or Thursday, one of those episodes, that this is just insanity. I mean, I believe that the majority of America are completely insane. It's just insanity. Complete and utter lunacy. I mean, the facts are right in your fat faces, for Christ's sake, and you're like, no, I don't think so. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to drink up. And look, I don't know if I'm going to take Twitter shout-outs. I can already see people tweeting, and it's already disgusting filth, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God. Let me take a swig of this. Look, I said this, and I'm going to continue to say it. This is not just the fall of America, folks. This is the fall of Western civilization. I'm not kidding around. I mean, look at what's happening to Europe. You look at what's happening to Europe right now. I mean, it's the systematic destruction of the cultures of Europe. And the cultures of Europe is the basis for Western civilization, folks. I mean, that's where our forefathers gathered our inspiration from. All right, our Constitution, our Declaration of Independence, these elements were taken from intellectuals that came from this Western civilization, these cultures. I'm talking about John Locke. All right, I'm talking about Montesquieu. All right, I'm talking about these people that helped our forefathers frame what we now know that is the Constitution and our unalienable rights that were given to us by our Creator. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable what's going on here, folks. Unbelievable. We are now in the second hour of this random Sunday edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me, folks. I'm going to go ahead and keep taking calls here. I'm going to open up the phone lines. I'm just going to take whatever, because this is serious time. This is serious business, and I want to hear your perspective on what's going on here. Are you going to continue to believe, merrily, life is but a dream? Is that what you're going to continue to be thinking? Huh? This is serious business now, boy. 818, you're on the horn. What's up?
Hey, Ghost.
How's it going?
I'd like to talk more about the systematic takeover of America. How do you think they're engineering the civilian population against each other? Like, how are we?
I mean, I'll explain to you very easily. They've done it through the TV. I mean, that's what they've done. All right. I mean, what did Marilyn Manson say in the song? God is in the TV. That's how they did it, man. That's how they were able to go ahead and make us turn against each other, make us, act a fool, make us into complete and utter degenerates, make us into complete mindless morons, make us into complete entertainment fiends, make us into complete utter stupid zombies, make us into goddamn stupid utter jerk dicks. I mean, give me a break. I mean, that's how they did it. All right, they did it through the TV and entertainment and media and all these forms of imagery. That's how they were able to manipulate the damn people of this country and the West in general, folks. The West in general. Jesus Christ. Breaking news out of Turkey. Here we go again. Here we go again, for Christ's sake. Turkish media report unidentified helicopters flying over Istanbul, Turkey. Can somebody get a report on whether or not those are Turkish helicopters or those are NATO, something of that nature, for Christ's sake? All right? I mean, that'd be, because really, I don't really know what's going on. This could be another attempt at a coup, which, of course, is not going to produce anything. I'll be surprised if it does, because maybe there is a faction within the military that's kind of pissed that the military were taken as a bunch of fools. And they're like, oh, yeah, Erdogan? I mean, who knows? I mean, who the hell knows at this point? Remember, I mean, I don't believe Erdogan was this smart, I mean, to be able to pull off this coup without the quarterbacking and the assistance of Vladimir Putin, okay? I'm telling you, I don't think that you people understand how brilliant of a Ruski this idiot Vladimir Putin is. I mean, he's very, very intelligent, and moreover, he's a killer, all right? He's an unadulterated killer. I mean, he killed for communism. And that's what he did in the KGB. He killed for communism, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, let's take some more callers here. Good God. I'll take an anonymous. What's going on, anonymous?
Hi, Ghost.
What's going on?
Hello, that's the Ukrainian caller. I called you last time.
How you doing, the Ukrainian caller? That's right. How you doing, sir?
I don't know. I'm doing pretty good, but all the situations that's going on in the world, it's just ridiculous. It's crazy, especially this Turkish situation. And right now, right after this Turkish situation, that's some things are going on in Armenia, if you know that country.
Yes, I know the country Armenia. What's going down there?
Well, recently there started some kind of rebel from what's the call? It's a constitutive parliament. It's radical opposition to Armenian government. They are trying to nationalize Armenia. They want it to be, more independent from Russian and all this pro-Russian bullshit. And right now they are trying to make them free this man. What's the name is Gerai Sefilian. It's the leader of this organization. He was put in jail because of something like how to call it, because they found weapons. So
they found a weapon. They found a weapon stash on him, and they decided to throw him in jail. Any explosives or anything?
There are no much information about this because it's probably fake. They're trying to. There's some people who know exactly what's going on in America, I guess.
Well, sir, I really thank you for enlightening us on what's going on in Armenia, because I know that people are tired of being under the Russian rule. I'm talking about the offshoot, nations that are still under Russian rule. And our Ukrainian caller here understands. And I was even broadcasting at the time, folks, during the time that Timoshenko was being imprisoned, and I was calling for the freeing of Timoshenko. And at the same time, I was talking about how the Russians and the Ruskies were implementing political influence throughout Ukraine. And then that's when the Ukrainian Revolution happened, folks. I mean, you can look back in the archive at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. I mean, I've been broadcasting during all of these situations, folks. I'm serious. I mean, this is how serious business this show has been, even though I've been, unfortunately bombarded by a bunch of trolls who believe that doing this trolling and going out and, gaming and all this other crap is going to be around for goddamn ever, for Christ's sake. Anyway, let me go ahead and continue taking callers, folks, because this is serious time, serious business, and I want to hear what people have to say about it, to be completely honest with you. We got the Teutonic Plague in the house. What's going on, Teutonic?
Hey, Ghost, I got to say I'm a little apprehensive about this whole situation. I mean, I'm still holding out hope that the election's going to happen and Trump wins and yada, 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 but I don't know. It's not looking good at this point. Things may or may not change in the future. I don't know, but I'm a student of history, Ghost, and and I'm basically comparing this whole Erdogan thing to the rise of Hitler.
Absolutely. I mean, he is galvanizing not just his people, but the entire Islamist world. Now, I mean, I personally believe if whatever's happening right now in Turkey, because we are still getting developments on what is happening in Turkey, whether it's maybe if it's a real attempt at the coup, maybe the military's pissed off, I don't know. But whatever happens, I personally believe that Erdogan's going to go right into the Middle East. He's got the Islamists throughout this whole region galvanized, and they're going to welcome him as a liberator. Now, hopefully, this coup or whatever's happening right now as we speak in Turkey has something to do with the military being a little upset at the fact that they were, left with their pricks in their hand. Because from what I've gathered, many of the military thought that whatever was happening was a exercise and it was not some level of coup that they thought. That's why you saw the population, which was unarmed, just go into tanks and, go beat soldiers' asses. I mean, why the hell would they do that if they were ordered to do martial law type implementation on the public?
Oh, exactly. But I don't know. It may or may not. I mean, you also have to take into account that the news coming out of Turkey is not only is it few and far between, but Turkey's media is state-controlled, meaning whatever Erdogan tells these people to say, they will say it. You have to take
absolutely.
That into account too.
Yeah, but I mean, go ahead.
No, you were first. Say what you're going to say.
No, I was just going to say that if this isn't anything, if there's no coup or anything of that nature relating to whatever the choppers that are in Istanbul right now, I believe Erdogan's going to go right into the Middle East, and he'll be greeted as a liberator, man. I keep repeating that because I want people to remember when he finally does, the prognosticator struck again. But go ahead.
Exactly. But what you need to take into account about Russia is that historically speaking, I don't know why this has always happened throughout history, but historically speaking, Russia's always had some kind of a beef with the Turks. If you've seen my YouTube video that I sent, that I tweeted at you, you'd know where I was coming from with this whole coup thing back before we knew it was probably staged, when it was actually happening.
Well, no, I mean, of course they probably had, something with the Turks, but that's old history at this point in time. Remember, this man, Putin, is a KGB classic communist. I mean, he is a classic statesman, an intellectual, a student of history, a killer. I mean, this man is, literally a supervillain. I mean, I'm just trying to think of a word to describe this guy, because I'm telling you, this man knows what he's doing. He's a student of history. I mean, he's a ex-KGB, man. I mean, look him up. Man, I'm telling you, this is just unbelievable, all right? Unbelievable, for Christ's sake. Anyway, folks, I know we're talking a lot about this situation that's going on in Turkey and how it relates with Russia and so on and so forth. I definitely want to talk about the news of the day. The supposed peaceful organization, Black Lives Matter, it seems, struck again. We have an attack, and I think that we've alluded to this, or callers that have alluded to this earlier in the broadcast, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the cops were attacked, 3 cops dead, 3 injured. As Black Lives Matter, as I've stated, and as D-Ray stated in his private messages that were hacked, here comes the summer of chaos. And why isn't Black Lives Matter labeled a domestic terrorist organization? Well, folks, our president met with its so-called power bottom leader, for heaven's sake, all right? I mean, you don't think that this was a goddamn coordinated effort, huh? I mean, you don't think that this was somehow some level of coordination for crime? I mean, come on, man. I'm serious. I'm not saying that these people knew how to send in these so-called Black Lives Matter soldiers and do these operations, but remember, you've got a hyper-sensationalized, undereducated urban community that believes through this damn media that cops are out to get them, cops are out to kill them, and because of that, they are justified in their undereducated minds to go out there and start killing cops, and they'll believe, all right? They'll believe that they're conducting some level of, martyrdom, for a lack of a better term. I mean, martyrdom, all right? I'm serious, all right? I mean, all police, for Christ's sake. And, the thing about it is somebody's claiming here that where do black cops fit into BLM versus police violence? Folks, have you ever heard black folks talk against black police? They believe black police are worse than white police. I mean, that was shown during the Hughes Brothers film, if I'm not mistaken, Boys in the Hood. Or no, excuse me, that wasn't it. No, it was Boys in the Hood, that's right. I remember watching that movie because, I'm cultured, all right? What are you talking about? I'm cultured here, for Christ's sake. Look, I'm telling you this right now, okay? It was shown during the time Trey, which was played by Cuba Gooding Jr., he's being pulled over with Morris chestnuts, which, all these black women find attractive. I don't know why, but I guess he's got that Wesley Snipes tint to him. I guess so. Anyway, it's when they were pulled over and, this guy's getting hassled and then he gets pissed off and, that black cop is coming up to him and, hassling him even harder than the damn white cop. I mean, this is a connotation within the black community as well. So, if there happens to be black cops killed within these ramifications of violence implemented by Black Lives Matter or inspired by Black Lives Matter, it's not a surprise. All right? I mean, this is a big element of within the black community. They actually believe that black cops are worse than white cops, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. Anyway, folks, let's continue going, shall we? I want to take some more callers here. 516-453-9903 is the number to call. Look, I'm going to free up some more lines here. I want to hear from you, folks, all right? I want to hear what you have to say. I don't want to hear any trolling at this point in time. We are on the brink of World War III, and to be honest with you, folks, I don't even know if World War III is even going to be for real. I think it's all a collusion to get us all riled up, killing each other, so that these morons that are the bureaucrats and the infrastructure that is being laid forth by these bureaucratic international institutionalists can be legitimized amongst all the worldwide chaos. Do you understand that? When the world's at war, everybody's going to be looking towards these bureaucratic international institutionalists to go and bring back order throughout the international community. How simple to predict, for Christ's sake. I mean, give me a goddamn break. Give me a break. Wake the hell up, all right? Wake up. 708, you're on the horn. What's going on?
Oh, hey, Ghost. It's G. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, G? How you doing, man? What do you think about all this that's transpiring right before our eyes?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, and I think this is kind of crazy. It makes me really want to do something, but I'm not in a position to do a lot. And what you said about the Philippines and China, I actually have a friend that lives in the Philippines that was talking about what was going on with China and the Philippines, and he said that Chinese people in the Philippines were like being like discriminated, and then Filipino people in China were being discriminated or something like that.
Yeah, believe it or not, those in Asia really don't like each other. I mean, the Chinese don't like the Philippines. The Chinese don't like the Japanese. They're not too friendly with Koreans, but they got some sort of diplomatic. The Chinese got some sort of diplomatic relation with Kim Jong-un. So yeah, the Taiwanese. I mean, these people are all. I mean, even though they're Asian, they don't really like each other as far as their home countries are concerned. So you're absolutely right. And not to mention, you've got China out here trying to lay claim of the South China Sea, which is unbelievably ridiculous. And luckily, The Hague ruled against the Chinese government. But now the Chinese government is saber-rattling, talking about World War III. They're even threatening to float nuclear reactors out in the China Sea because of this ruling. So, man, there's a lot of things to be worried about out here. It's very, very unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's a lot to worry about in these dark times right now. But
unbelievable. Hey, thanks a lot for calling, G, man. I'll get back to you here soon enough if we happen to. I don't think I'm going to do a third hour, folks. I actually want to enjoy my life while it's still, while we still got freedom, while we still don't have any kind of serious martial law being implemented, terrorist actions or anything. Because remember, even though these Black Lives Matter idiots are committing domestic terrorism on our police, lest we forget, our president brought in a bunch of wild Yehudis, all right? Wild Yehudis, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. And look, he's bringing them in at $20K a pop. And moreover, folks, they're already in the country, and I personally believe that there are a lot of closet sleeper cells within these folks. All right? And wait till they start detonating themselves on top of this Black Lives Matter hysteria. I mean, this is what's happening to Europe, folks. That's why I'm saying I believe that this is a systematic attempt by this president to do whatever he's doing. I believe he's complicit with Putin. I believe so. In my opinion, I believe he's complicit. Anyway, we got area code 973. What's going on? You're on the horn.
Hey, Ghost. What's up?
How you doing?
Hey, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Why do you hate Pokemon Go?
What?
This is a quick. Why you hate Pokemon Go?
Why do I hate Pokemon Go? I'll tell you why. Because you see how simplistic people are, and they were just so easily consumed with this ridiculous nonsense, and now all of a sudden it's some sort of pop culture phase. I mean, this is why we are being taken over from within. That's why I hate Pokemon freaking Go. Because we're stupid. We're idiots out here. I mean, we are on the brink of losing our country. And lo and behold, folks, these people are more worried about Pokemon Go and catching imaginary Pokemon monsters, for Christ's sake, than they are worried about what their freaking safety could potentially be if some ridiculousness is implemented because of domestic terrorism, because of Black Lives Matter, because of these wild Yehudis, world war, nuclear war, for Christ's sake. People are more worried about a goddamn game, about imaginary monsters that they catch, for heaven's sake, man. Unbelievable. I mean, look at how fast this ridiculousness is taken by storm, huh? I mean, this is how stupid we are. This is how simplistic we are. This is how idiotic we are. That's why I hate Pokemon Go. You understand that? It's stupid. All right? It's ridiculous. It is a microcosm of why we are in the current position that we are in as a country and why we are being destroyed. Do you understand that? Jesus Christ. Anyway, we're still getting reports here. According to a preliminary report, we don't know how accurate this is. Turkish media claims that they have that there are 4 helicopters belonging to the coup attempter flying over Istanbul now. So, folks, I believe that, Erdogan's at it again, trying to, solidify his leadership, trying to show that he's some valiant leader fighting against those secularists, that he is the man of Islam, that he is going to come in and bring some sort of civilization to the Middle East, so on and so forth. All right? But many conflicting reports on coup helicopters apparently flying over Istanbul's orders supposedly issued, given permission to shoot them down. We shall see, folks. I mean, I don't know what the hell is going on here, all right? But I think that this is another fake attempt by Erdogan to solidify. I mean, I think that he's drunk with power. I think that he jerked off the whole night after seeing all these tweets and how all this response by the Islamic world was praising this man. This guy's doing it again just to make sure that he has the political and spiritual capital with these folks, and not just in his country, but throughout the Islamic world. I'm telling you this right now. I got to take a drink here. I mean, give me a goddamn break. I mean, good God, man. I mean, do you know how serious this is? I mean, this is serious, for Christ's sake, man. And meanwhile, people are more worried about, Pokemon Go. I want to know what Pokemon... You piece of... Damn it! Get out of here. Pokemon Go, for Christ's sake. That's what people are more worried about, for heaven's sake. Oh, my God. I mean, this is what we're talking about, for heaven's sake. Oh, my God, people. Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go. Wow. 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 You stupid morons. Oh, my God. Pokemon Go. Pokemon Jesus Christ. I got it. Let me give me my drink here. I got a drink, man. Give me the mic. This goddamn mic, for Christ's sake, man. Our goddamn country's going to hell in a handbasket. The world could be on potential colluded nuclear war, for heaven's sake, and all you motherfuckers are worried about are goddamn Pokemon. I mean, I'm sorry for cursing. I'm sorry, all right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for cursing. Oh, my God. I can't believe this garbage, man. I cannot believe this crap, all right? I'm sorry for cursing. I'm sorry. But I can't help it, man. I can't help it. I mean, look at this crap. People are more worried about Pokemon than their own goddamn security, than their own goddamn civilization, than their own goddamn safety, for Christ's sake. God damn it. God damn it. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Give me, you know what? I'm going to take a couple more callers here. I don't know if I can continue to do this show, folks, right now. I may have to cut the show short here. I just want to, I got to kick back here for a second. I mean, this is a lot coming at me here, all right? I mean, I just, it's a lot to interpret. I just can't believe that these people in America are this goddamn stupid. And I was talking about not just the people on the left. I mean, look at these never-Trump jerk dicks, man. I mean, look at these never-Trump jerk dicks. I mean, these are supposed to be adults. These are supposed to be evangelicals. These are taxpayers, and even their stupid idiot asses want to utilize totalitarian tactics so that their way can be implemented. This is how mad, this is how insane our goddamn country is. There is no level head in this country, for Christ's sake. Rational thinking has been thrown out the goddamn window. Everybody is a goddamn ignorant lunatic, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to have to, I'm serious, man. I mean, come on. I mean, think about this crap, man. I want to enjoy my life while there's still life left, for Christ's sake, man. I want to go enjoy my life. I mean, this is serious times, man. I just wanted to get the message out to folks to let you know what in the hell is going on here. All right? Now, look, folks, there are messages going over, some sort of broadcast. I'm not really understanding what in the hell's going on here. If somebody can keep me abreast, El Foxo Loco, something of that nature, having something to do with the nuclear weapons that are in Turkey. So, I mean, this is another development. I mean, this is what I'm saying. I mean, this is what I'm talking about.
Oh, I want to talk about Pokemon Go and stick a Pokemon up my shit funnel. I mean, give me a break, man.
Jesus Christ, you phallic fluffing morons, man. I'm going to get more beer, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God. I don't know what the hell's going on here, folks, but, everybody is just, having a circle jerk around ridiculousness as it relates to Pokemon Go. Meanwhile, the freaking world is burning and everybody could care less. Maybe, you know what, man? Maybe we deserve whatever's happening to us at this point in time. I mean, sometimes, I get cynical. Sometimes when I think about all this and I get all this information, coming at me, and then I look at the reaction of the general populace and how they are just willingly wanting this to happen. You understand? I mean, they are just willingly wanting this to happen because silence is consent. I've said that time and time again. Silence is consent. And if you're going to remain silent and all you want to care about is your goddamn Pokemon Go, your goddamn games, your goddamn hentai, cartoons, pornographic material, feeding your fat ass, whatever it is that floats your boat and makes you believe that you're significant. That's all people care about, folks. That's all people care about. It's unfreaking believable. All right? Unfreaking believable, for Christ's sake. Anyway, I'm just retweeting what El Foxo Loco is saying. They're messages from the Air Force Station installations. They usually mean nothing, but they're unusually long and frequent right now. And I'm retweeting, I believe, where it's being broadcasted from here. So we shall see what the hell's going on with that. I mean, good God, folks. I mean, this is why I'm telling you I may cut the broadcast short. I got to go live my life. Who the hell knows what's going to happen here in the near future? I think that people need to wake up and realize that while you were at the sleep at the wheel, these masters of the universe, these masters of the world are basically utilizing us as pawns, and I believe that whatever World War III is, it's going to be nothing more than the purge of useless people in their eyes, all right? Because that's exactly why they want this to happen, in my opinion, all right? And this way, whatever's left, they're going to be in complete and total control, and it's going to be like Demolition Man. I mean, I'm not kidding around. I think it's going to be like the movie Demolition Man. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. This is just sick. Get some more beer here, for Christ's sake, man. This is just sick. I mean, I just want to go live my life here while I can, folks. I mean, if there's nothing that happens, there's no nuclear war, if we could still have internet access, I will be here tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. blogtalkradio.com/ghost is the official website, folks. And, I'm just going to sleep on it. Look, I'll take a couple of more callers here because I don't know what the hell other people are thinking. I'm very curious to hear what other people are thinking here. All right? I'm serious. How about area code 337? You're on the horn. What's up?
Hey, Gus, I feel you wanting to get that out there and enjoy your life. I too feel like World War III is around the corner, but sometimes you just got to block that negativity, and I just want to say that you yourself bring a lot of joy to other people's lives, so keep doing what you're doing. You're a hero to us all. Love you, man.
Hey, well, I appreciate those kind words, man, because, I really have no other motive than to enlighten those, and occasionally, of course, when we do all this radio graffiti and Twitter shout-out stuff, entertain folk as well, folks. But let me tell you, we are in a precarious situation, and I'm not trying to hyper-sensationalize anything. I'm not trying to fearmonger. You people need to look at the writing on the wall and understand, all right? I even don't know what the hell is going on, for Christ's sake, man. All right? I don't even know what the hell's going on. Jesus Christ. And it's our fault, folks. I'm not trying to be a pessimist and cynical, but, folks, it's our fault. All right? Why do you think the communists are rubbing it in our face? You elected them. We elected them. And they took control. And they created this international communist bureaucratic order. And now they are trying to create this globalized system for which they are going to oppress the populaces. The very, very scary and sad part about it is they've got so many people indoctrinated with goddamn technology and Pokemon Go and TV and entertainment and all this other crap. They are voluntarily going and saying, oh, please go ahead and enslave me, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ. Unfreaking believable. I'm sick. You know that? I'm sick to my stomach. That's why I think I may end this broadcast early, folks. I'm sorry. I apologize. This is a random show, for Christ's sake, to be completely honest with you. I just wanted to get the message out just in case something happens, because I don't know what's going to happen. All right? I just see the actions that happen and basically calculate the moves, because, look, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And you can basically see what these leaders are attempting to do, for Christ's sake, all right? I'm not kidding around, for Christ's sake. Jesus God, what in the blue hell, huh? What in the blue hell? It's our fault, folks. It's not just those in America, but in all of Western civilization. Europe fell prey to this nonsense. They were the ones that first embraced this socialist crap that is now destroying them. You understand that? Their own socialism is now destroying them. They elected the agents of international bureaucratic order, and they have caused the problem. They have brought in the migrant crisis, which is destroying their culture, which is destroying the European cultures, for Christ's sake. And that's exactly what Obama is doing here with bringing in the wild Yehudis, opening up the borders. Don't you understand that? You people are stupid, man. You people are stupid. And look, what do I get? I take calls. What do I get?
Why do you hate Pokemon Go, Ghost? Why do you hate Pokemon Go?
You stupid son. God damn it! You stupid! Stupid! God damn, you're stupid! Stupid, man! I mean, I don't mean to be a pessimist. I don't mean to be cynical. But maybe this is our own chickens coming home to roost. This is our own fault by being asleep at the wheel by a government that was made by the people and for the people. Remember that? Give me the mic. You remember that, huh? This was a government made by the people and for the people. But if the people fall asleep at the wheel, we are witnessing the contradiction of that particular analysis. What if the people fall asleep at the wheel? Who takes control? Do you get that? For y'all folks that have been listening to me, do y'all remember when I was talking a little bit about dialectic materialism and how Hegelian dialectics exposes contradictions and exposes contradictions? And the fundamental of that philosophy is that at some point, after you expose all the contradictions, that you become a utopian contradictionless society. I mean, that's what Hegelianism is, Hegelian dialectic. But you see, communism is Hegelian materialism. It is dialectic materialism in which the leaders of communist parties believe that they can force these contradictions to be exposed at an even more rapid rate so that they can help facilitate the supposed contradictionless society. Unfreaking believable. Anyway, folks, look, I know that there's people out here saying, I don't like these broadcasts because you don't do Twitter shout-outs and you don't do radio graffiti. I don't care, you idiots. As a matter of fact, when the nuclear holocaust finally happens, I hope that you are the first to go. All right? Seriously. You stupid, useless human beings. All right? I mean, look, I'm not trying to say that I am completely against the fact that possibly one could entertain the idea that there are too many imbeciles in this world, and possibly these people that are in charge are trying to help facilitate a restructuring of the human condition based upon the overpopulation of the human populace. So there is an idea where one could understand that there are too many stupid oafs walking the face of the planet, and how are we going to continue to sustain these stupid people? What, are we going to continue to grow food and have these people overpopulate and have these people continue to shit out children like they're going out of style? No. They have to be purged to some extent so that those that are actually helping to progress whatever society is at hand can help continue to do so. Now do you get why they're going to do this World War III crap, folks? Do you understand why now this is a collusion situation, and if nuclear war happens, it's going to be because it's going to be a purging of useless people, or what whoever's in control of this world deems useless people? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying their mentality. This is how these people that are doing this are thinking. I mean, this is the way the Marxists think. I mean, why do you think that someone like Mao Zedong could justify killing 80 million people? Dialectic materialism. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think Stalin was able to kill 60 million people? Dialectic materialism. Why do you think Vladimir Lenin was completely okay with the one step forward, two steps back policy that killed, 10, 15 million Ukrainians and Russians in the worst famine in world history, dialectic materialism. Why do you think Pol Pot, all right, who took over Cambodia and systematically executed 1.5 million of his own people that were deemed capitalists or, whatever, bourgeois, dialectic materialism? I mean, these people, even though they kill these vast amounts of millions of people, they are justified in their heads, in their philosophical being, in that they are helping to facilitate the dialectic materialism. All right? Anyway, folks, I'm getting the hell out of here since people are calling for radio graffiti. Go shove it up your ass with radio graffiti, all right? I'll do what I want to do, all right? Nobody tells me what to do, all right? Shove it up your clogged up poopers, all right? When World War III happens, I hope that you people that are out here, radio graffiti, Twitter shout-outs, I hope you're the first ones nuked, you son of a bitch. Anyway, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm going to go live my life for a little bit, and I encourage every one of those capitalists that are living, that got a few bucks in their pocket, to go and do so as well. All right? Eat lavish, live lavish, drink lavish, because as far as I'm concerned, folks, I have no idea what the hell's going to happen. All right? So that's what I'm going to do, folks. And, tomorrow I'll be back 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, God willing. Hopefully there's no nuclear holocaust or some kind of implementation of martial law or some kind of terrorist acts that are happening in the United States in coordinated effort, either relating to the domestic terrorist of Black Lives Matter or the wild Yehudis that were imported by Obama. All right? I will be here 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, folks, and follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow, folks, all right, because I'm going to go live my life, all right? I'm serious. I think that there's serious doom on the horizon, and I don't think anybody well, I know some people that listen to me are taking it serious, but these losers that are out here pissing and moaning and crying about radio graffiti and Twitter shout-outs, seriously, you're the reason why the people that are in charge of the world think that this lunacy of creating a fictitious world war to purge the humans, or at least a good portion of useless humans off the face of the planet, is actually a viable idea and an implementable idea. All right, so congrats to you, justifying the stupidity of the human race and justifying these people that are in charge of purging the world of what is deemed useless eaters. All right? Congratulations. You're a big contribution to that. Anyway, I'm getting the hell out of here, folks. Enjoy your life, capitalist. Try to capitalize as much as you can. Eat lavish, drink lavish, smoke lavish. All right? Try to go out and find some chicks. If you're homosexual, find whatever you want. All right? Do what you like. All right? Do what you feel and do what you like, because I don't know how long we are going to have freedom in this country any longer, folks. And I'm not just saying that. I'm not being a hyper-sensationalist. I'm not trying to be somebody who is fear-mongering. I'm telling you the truth, all right? Anyway, folks, thank you for tuning in with me. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to go live some life here, and I hope you are too, folks, all right? Cheers to the capitalist army, and cheers to all those that understand what's going on here and understand the seriousness of the situation and understand that this is not some freaking fictitious bunch of garbage, that this is real. And whatever happens, Godspeed.
With AT&T, take your U.S. plan to Mexico at no extra charge. When you choose a new mobile share value plan, 15 gigabytes or higher, place calls, send text, and enjoy your plan data in Mexico like in the U.S. It's that easy. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Use in Mexico subject to U.S. plan rates including international fees and overages. Compatible devices only. Fees, charges, and restrictions apply. Terms subject to change. See att.com/coveragemex or store for plan details. With AT&T, take your U.S. plan to Mexico at no extra charge. When you choose a new mobile share value plan, 15 gigabytes or higher, place calls, send text, and enjoy your plan data in Mexico like in the U.S. It's that easy. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Use in Mexico subject to U.S. plan rates including international fees and overages. Compatible devices only. Fees, charges, and restrictions apply. Terms subject to change. See att.com/coverage mex or store for plan details.